I'm Amanda Wylie, here with a special edition of Franklin High School's Panther News. Today, we're making the case that all students should learn to stop the bleed. Stop the Bleed is a national campaign that prepares the public to save lives. How? By raising awareness of simple actions that can stop life-threatening bleeding. Numerous states have enacted legislation requiring all students to learn how to stop the bleed. Should Franklin High School institute this same requirement? Let's look at the stats. According to the CDC, the 3 leading causes of death among teens are accidents, suicides, and homicides. Many of the cases that fall into these categories involve uncontrollable bleeding. But this uncontrolled bleeding doesn't have to lead to loss of life. In fact, uncontrolled bleeding is a major cause of preventable death. Experts estimate that roughly 40% of trauma-related deaths worldwide are due to bleeding or its effects. It takes a mere 2 to 5 minutes for a person to bleed out. On the other hand, on average it takes 7 to 10 minutes for emergency responders to arrive. It is critical to fill this gap. A bystander with Stop the Bleed training can be the difference between life and death for an injured person. Learning to stop the bleed can also help relieve anxieties about emergency events. The Pew Research Center recently conducted a survey that showed that 57% of teens are afraid of school shootings. Additionally, 40% of teens are afraid of car accidents. Knowing how to respond to these events is key to reducing fear. Stop the Bleed is an essential program for students. Other schools and states have already recognized this. It's time for Franklin High School to follow suit.